Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Hawthorne, New Jersey is proud to bring to you its podcast champions of the world, the DJ Joe the Great, the one and only Nicky D. We are two fat guys.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Eat it!
Welcome into the Two Fat Guys show, where we bring you our entertaining experiences and unique thoughts on food. I am DJ Joe the Great. Sitting next to me is the one and only Nicky D. Nicky D, how are you today?
Doing great. A great day to eat some food.
Yes, it is. And I have to say, I have an addiction. It's to ice cream. So I'm coming out with that.
Right.
And it's been... it's probably because it's the summer and it's so hot, but I am just going through so much ice cream this summer.
Every time I talk to you, it seems like you're eating ice cream or going to eat ice cream or something.
Yeah, I think it's good to be open and honest about addictions, this
right.
is certainly one of them. I realized the other day that I'm just going through ice cream, like it's going off the shelves. So anyway, we got a good episode coming up. Why don't you let the listeners know what they should be expecting?
Of course, we're going to start it out with our Friday Night Food Tale segment. Then we're going to go into Food Store Forensic Files, where we investigate and identify things that are so outrageous and frustrating in grocery stores that they should be considered a crime. And this one's an emergency one.
This is an emergency one that we usually like to give it a couple episodes before we bring back Food Store Forensic File. This one has to be done today.
It does, and that's going to be interesting to hear about. And then we're going to go into our rant, and I have something that's bothering me that I'm going to discuss. And then our main topic of the day, we're going to discuss Marc's Cheesecake in Glen Rock, New Jersey.
Yes, we did work.
We did work is correct. We videotaped our reviewing of Marc's Cheesecake. We're starting up a YouTube channel.
Yep.
And our review will be up on YouTube soon. It will also, we're going to try to get it up on Instagram video.
Yep.
So we'll definitely notify everyone on Instagram when that's up, and you guys can watch us eat for once.
Yes, and we're excited. We're going to get into that as our topic today. Talk about the video and Marc's Cheesecake, most importantly, and how full we are. So let's not waste any more time. We're going to get right into it. It's our Friday Night Food Tale. Okay, Nicky D, what did you eat on Friday night?
So Friday night for me, and I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I usually go out with my girlfriend. So before we go out, I would say probably a good 80% of the time we get into a fight. And in your head,
I thought you were going to go a lot of different directions, not that one.
And in your head, you're probably thinking, oh, well, what are they fighting about? I probably want to go one place, and Jen probably wants to go somewhere else. No, it's not that at all. Here's the issue. I give way too many options of places to go because I'm hungry. It's Friday. I'm so excited to go out to eat. So I'll give Jen 3 options, and then she'll pick one. Say, okay, let's go here.
Yeah.
But I'm not done. Then I'll say, okay, that's a good option. But here's 5 more options. And then it gets to the point where Jen gets annoyed at me, and then I get annoyed that she's getting annoyed with me. And a fight starts. And
yeah, see, I learned, I feel like from a young age, whenever I would go out with my uncle, he would always give us a couple options, and me and my 2 other brothers would vote on it. So there was 3 of us, and we would vote on one of the 3 places. And that's kind of how I use now. I'll give my wife, like you give Jen, a couple options, but I just stick with those options. I don't go into a subcategory of options.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just so pumped up to go out. It's like, okay, that's a great option, but we could go this route, or we could go So anyway, back to this most recent Friday night. Jen recommended On the Border.
Which I like.
On the Border, and right away I said, okay, let's go. So that's it.
So,
I was sold.
One stop.
One of the rare non-fight Friday nights.
Impressive. Friday night fights. Could be a new segment.
Friday night fights, and we usually make up on the way toward, because it's like a stupid fight. It's the same thing every week. But anyway.
I'm going to take her side on this too, because I feel like 3 options are more than enough. You don't need
I'm
to
giving
subcategorize.
double-digit options.
Yeah.
So anyway, On the Border was recommended. I'm a fan, so I said, you know what? Bam, done. Let's go. So went to On the Border and got called up ahead of time. No wait. I like that a lot because that's rare.
That's shocking.
Yeah, so I expected when I got there, a million people would have gotten there and it would have been a 30-minute wait. But there was actually no wait. So went to On the Border, and I've gotten a lot of different things there. Like them all, but my favorite thing to get there is what's called a 3-sauce burrito.
Okay.
Got 3 sauces on top of it, each third of the burrito. So you got some ranchero sauce, which is like a reddish type sauce.
Okay.
You got sour cream, and you got queso. And it's divided up 3 ways. You could get chicken or steak in the burrito. I go with steak usually.
Yeah, I was going to guess you were going to do steak.
And it's, I've had a lot of burritos, a lot of places. And this one I really, really like. I don't know what it is.
I haven't had a burrito there. Usually I'll go quesadilla or taco. So I'm interested in how the burrito is. Yeah,
it's one burrito because it's a really big one. It comes with sides of rice, black beans, and I'm a big On the Border fan, and I know a lot of people make fun of me for it because it's like it's not like gourmet Mexican.
Yeah,
it's kind of like chainy kind of Mexican.
The more you're talking about it, the more I'm thinking about that I might want to go there tonight.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's for me, and I've had the gourmet Mexican and everything. I love On the Border, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
Also, I love when you sit down, they give you the chips.
Oh, I'm a huge fan. Chip guy.
Huge those tortilla chips, whatever they are.
Yep.
And On the Border is the only one who gives you 2 separate things of salsa. So Jen gets her own little dish, I get my little dish, and then we can do whatever the heck we want with them.
Yep.
Not that we're really going to do anything with them.
Eat them.
But it's just nice to have that little 2 dishes.
And I remember the last time I was there, they're pretty prompt about if it gets low, they're going to give you some more.
Exactly. They keep coming back, ask if you want more salsa, more chips. And I ate so many chips that I was a little full by the time the burrito got there.
That happens to me all the time.
But burrito was solid, liked it a lot. Everything was really good. I was completely stuffed by the end of it. Funny thing actually happened there. So my dad called me while I was there and said, "Oh, I'm On the Border." And he said, "Oh, really? Isn't your sister there?" And I haven't talked to my sister. She lives in Hoboken. Yeah. So I was like, that would be quite the coincidence if she came to On the Border. So then I was like, I figured he was like making it up. Yeah. So 5 minutes later, my sister calls me. And she's like, "Are you at On the Border?" This was at Garden State Plaza On the Border. And I was like, "Yeah, actually, yes, I am." She's like, "Oh, I'll be there in like a half hour. I'm meeting some friends."
Wow.
So she came and stopped, and we had a booth. She came in our booth, and then her friends came, and they sat in our booth. So it was a pretty packed little booth. Border. Yep, and while she was talking with her friends and everything, I kind of motioned the waitress over and got a border brownie sundae for myself. Which, again, I've had a lot of brownies with ice cream, and this one, they get it right.
Okay.
They get it right. So overall, it was a very interesting night with the addition of my sister and her friends, and the food was on par. Everything was pretty darn good, and if you want to make fun of me for liking On the Border, then that's fine.
No, actually, I'm thinking about, like I said, I haven't been there in a while, and it might be in my rotation tonight, so I'm going to definitely think about it. So for my Friday night food tale, it was actually a home cooking night.
Okay.
So I got these Omaha steak burgers. Work actually gives us a couple different things of Omaha steaks throughout for the summer. And I had burgers, had steaks, chicken, and pork chops.
Oh, wow.
And hot dogs. So last night did the burgers. And I feel like when you think of Omaha steaks, they are pretty expensive.
They are.
And you think, oh, these have to be amazing because they're Omaha steak burgers. I don't know if you've had Omaha steak stuff before.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, I've had it once before when I was in college, and my roommate's dad sent a bunch of Omaha steak stuff. And when you're in college, you're like, oh my God, Omaha steaks. Yep. This is like sending us gold. So fast forward, not in college anymore. And obviously, so I had the burgers, and it was also funny because last night it was raining all throughout the day, thunderstorms, and I was just assuming it was going to start downpouring when I was going to go on the grill.
Of course.
And shockingly, I actually had a window of time where it wasn't downpouring, so I was able to grill. And these burgers, they were just okay. They weren't like, I think, like I said, I haven't looked at the pricing, but they are unnecessarily expensive. So I really wouldn't recommend somebody going out of their way to get these Omaha steak burgers.
Okay.
So they're frozen burgers, obviously. They're just not that tasty. And it's funny because we get Flanders burgers for our frozen burgers, which I might have talked about before. And those are like, I don't know, like $8 for a pack of like 16.
Oh, wow. So
they're much better. My wife likes them a lot better. And so I feel like, you know, their Omaha steak burgers they're all right. Like I said, wouldn't go out of my way for them. So
it's interesting because you always hear about Omaha. Now, the steaks, have you had the steaks too?
Yes, I've had the steaks, had the chicken, had the hot dogs. I think my favorite are actually the hot dogs. They have huge hot dogs that are actually pretty good. But the steaks and the chicken, they don't have that much taste to them. You have to really do a lot to season them, and they're tiny. Like, they give you 4 things of filet mignon, what sounds, 4 things of filet mignon. I mean, the last time we had it, I had 3 of the filet mignons. My wife had 1, and I was still hungry. So they're just I think they're 4-ounce filet mignons.
That's like a bite.
Yeah, it really, I don't think it's worth, like, they have a lot of packages, like $50 for this food, 60, 70. It gets really expensive. And people say, oh, it's a great gift to give to people. Someone gave it to me, okay. Like, if you're going to send me Omaha steaks, I'm not going to get mad at you, but I'm just not going to pay for it.
You're not going to get excited, and you're not going to get,
Yeah, I think they have a great marketing campaign because they make you think that it's this high-class food, but it's okay.
All right, well, I've never had it, but if someone sends me them, I'll thank them, but exactly. I'm not going to get too excited.
Yeah, if someone delivers it to your door, you'll be happy, you'll eat them. It's a nice meal once in a while. But it's not really something you should go out of the way for.
Okay.
So now we're going to get our detective caps on, and we're going to do our food store forensic files. Okay, Nicky D, this is an emergency food store forensic file.
We had to call the investigators in right away. They had to come, and let's hear it.
So I actually sent a tweet to the grocery store because I was just so appalled by what happened. So my wife and I go to Acme, and I'm calling them out. I'm not going to dance around which place, where this was. This was Acme in Midland Park, New Jersey. I'm calling them out, and here's why. So we go there, and we just wanted to pick up a couple things. And I told my wife she wanted to get some cheese, so I was like, I'll just get a half pound of American cheese.
At the deli counter.
At the deli. Your favorite place, right. My favorite place, deli. It was actually not crowded, which was good.
Okay.
So I think I was getting something else, like salad or corn. So we were like kind of in the same area, and I see her like walking back to me, waving her hands, like in terror, like, we are not getting cheese today. I was like, what's the matter? Like, is the line too long, or did someone like yell at you? She was like, there was a mouse running around.
God.
A mouse.
A mouse in the deli section.
In the deli section.
And did you see it yourself?
I did not see it because I was far away.
You're far away.
And so this mouse, apparently another lady in the deli line also saw it.
Oh, boy.
The mouse was running behind the counter, and then it ran out like the little circle right in where all the people were standing. So the lady tells the guy at the deli counter, hey, there's a mouse. Couldn't care less. He was like, who's next?
Wow.
And just kept like it was nothing.
Forget the food store forensic. We got to bring a whole team, the FDA in here. And
I mean, you mentioned before you worked at a grocery store. If this happened to you, I know I probably wouldn't care if I was working at a grocery store about other things, but a mouse, I'm calling somebody to come over and get rid of it as soon as possible.
Now, the scary part is the deli guy didn't seem to care. So is this like an everyday occurrence?
Like, I don't know.
Like, oh, mouse. Oh, there's little Charlie the mouse. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
it's awfully concerning.
Yes, definitely.
And I'm a guy that has been going there for a long time, getting my cheese, getting everything.
Yeah.
And a mouse is just not a good thing to have at a grocery store.
Are you thinking about switching grocery stores?
The other close one is the one that you go to, which is the ShopRite in Fairlawn.
Yes.
And honestly, I think I'd rather go grocery shopping in Iraq than go to that grocery store.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's really something I've haven't gotten cheese since. I've been back there to get other things. And I mentioned I tweeted at Acme, like their corporate, and they were like, oh, we're going to send somebody to do some corporate manager training, which do I believe that? I don't think so.
Well, that's really, like you said, concerning, and I will keep that in mind the next time I am at Acme. I don't think I'll be getting any deli there.
Yeah, it begs a question, is this happening at other grocery stores that we're just not aware of?
It's a good question. And that one I don't even think is by, like, woods or like a river or anything. I mean, it wasn't a rat, so it was. I mean, a mouse is better than a rat.
It's true, but it's a grocery store. You got to keep all this stuff out of your store. I mean, where is this mouse going, and what is it doing? I know the mouse can't hop up and jump on the cheese, but it begs a question like, how clean is your
it was
store?
Just like an isolated mouse that just found its way in, or was there a family somewhere?
Yeah, and the fact that the guy couldn't care less is makes me, and that's why I was so frustrated with the store, because if somebody would have, I think I mentioned it when I was checking out, like, oh, you had a mouse, and just like nobody cared.
Well, that's quite the food store forensic file for sure.
Yes, and I'm going to keep a close eye and definitely be updating our listeners on what's going on.
Let us know if you see any other rodents in there or anything else living.
Yeah, if this has happened to anybody else, feel free, send us a email, thetwofatguyshow@gmail.com. Send us a tweet at @thetwofatguys. Post on our Facebook page, The Two Fat Guys Show. Let us know if this is going on at your grocery store, if you've ever seen anything like this. So, yeah, we're going to move on. And
you're a little fired up right now.
I'm very fired up. Now it's your turn to get fired up because we are going to have a rant. Okay, Nicky D, what do you have for a rant?
So this is another thing that I'm seeing lately, and there's just it's almost like a lack of thinking type thing, which whenever I see lack of thinking, it bothers me because I'm always thinking ahead. I'm always thinking the next step. So you go to a restaurant and, okay, you go to the front. How many people do you have? 2 people. Okay, so they write your name down and they give you a pager. And what would you expect them to do now?
They should probably let you know when it's time for your table.
But even before that, what I would expect is them to say, okay, here's your pager. It's about a 30-minute wait.
Yeah.
We'll call you when it's ready, or this will page when it's ready. Okay, fine.
I thought that was just assumed.
Yes, and no, apparently not, because I've been to several places, and this happened about a week ago at another place. You go up to the counter, and there were a lot of people there. It looked relatively crowded. How many in your party? 2 people. This place didn't even have a pager. 2 people. They write my name down. Next. Then no, they didn't tell me. Oh, we'll call your name when it's ready. They didn't tell me what the wait would be like. So me. I need to know that because if it's a 2-hour wait, I'm not staying. So I just stayed at the front counter until I could get her attention again. I said, "Excuse me, miss." What's the wait like? Is it, she looked a little annoyed that I even asked because, God forbid I can know how long the wait is. So, it's, 20-minute wait, 20 minutes. Okay, thank you. But number one, that's like you said, assumed.
Yeah.
Write my name down. Tell me how long the wait is. And number 2, I don't need to, be getting faces because I'm asking how long a wait is. I mean, you're getting trained for a job. Do your job right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, because I always assume there's a wait, my first question, I won't even give the name. I'll say, how long is the wait?
Yeah,
before I even put my name in.
Right, I think I called like 10 minutes before, so I kind of knew what it was.
Okay,
but how it always changes. Yeah. Like sometimes you call and then you get there 15 minutes later, and now we're up another half an hour.
And again, I feel like I don't really understand how the whole wait system works. But even the last time when we were at Cheesecake Factory with a bunch of us, they told me that wait was going to be an hour, then a half hour later they
Yeah.
called. Like, I don't understand that.
I don't get it either. I really don't. But we'll look into that more, I guess.
Yeah, it is frustrating. It's always frustrating with waits, especially around here.
Yep.
You're always waiting somewhere.
Exactly.
So, all right, we're going to get into a happier topic. We're a little upset about our food store forensic files and our rant, but we are going to get into Marc's Cheesecake and our YouTube experience. And first of all, I just want to say how full I am.
Yes, it's about 2:00 here, and we ate that pretty early, and I don't know if I'm eating anything else the rest of the day.
Yeah, so you had mentioned Marc's Cheesecake on a couple episodes. You've mentioned it in the podcast.
Yeah,
a couple
early
episodes.
on.
And for me in my head, I'm not like a huge let me go out and get cheesecake guy like you are. Mm-hmm. So I was always like, Marc's Cheesecake. If someone drops Marc's Cheesecake in front of my house, I guess with Omaha steaks, I'll eat it when it comes.
Yep.
And Marc reached out to you on Instagram.
Yes, and he gave us some stuff and said, listen, my stuff's pretty good. Try this stuff, review it, and let everyone know how it is. And we said, okay, we will do it. No guarantees that we're going to give you good reviews.
I think it's a gutsy move because the food has to be good.
Yes.
For us to actually, we're going to give you an honest answer either way.
For us to endorse a place, it has to be
be good. So I was surprised that you brought over stuff more than just cheesecake.
Yes.
There was cookie dough ice cream, cookies and cream ice cream. Mm-hmm. There was cookie dough.
Right. Two flavors of that. We had brownie batter and birthday cake.
There was a brownie.
A brownie,
which
yes.
Had, I think, chocolate chips in it.
It had like white chocolate and some type of like caramel or something.
Then there was that, I don't even know what it was. It was like a cheesecake mixed with like a cookie mixed with a brownie.
Yeah, it was like a brownie on the bottom, then cheesecake. Then there was a next layer with Oreo cookies baked in there, and then a top layer of chocolate chip cookie. And we had that. And it was a ton of food.
Yeah, and the two cheesecakes. We had the plain cheesecake and the marble cheesecake.
Right.
And for me, I feel like I said, I'm not a huge cheesecake guy, so this was going to have to do a lot to wow me. And we did our first YouTube video, which we're going to edit and put up on YouTube in the next week or two. But we'll definitely let all the listeners know.
Yes. And it's called Fat Pig Food Reviews.
Yes, Fat Pig Food Reviews.
Brought to you by the two fat guys. And if you're wondering why it's called that, you're going to have to watch.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to give anything away on the podcast. Right. And they'll see our ratings when they watch the video. But there was a couple things we ate before we even did the video.
Yeah, maybe we talk about those.
Yeah. And we'll leave the other things for the video. Yeah. So I had the cookie dough ice cream. You had the cookies and cream ice cream. Mm-hmm. The cookie dough ice cream, I mean, I feel like for a place named Marc's Cheesecake, again, not expecting anything besides cheesecake, to have cookie dough ice cream that was that good. And I am I'm very particular about my cookie dough ice cream.
That's right.
Like I said, for example, Breyer's ice cream, I've had the cookie dough. I literally would rather go outside and eat dirt than eat Breyer's cookie dough ice cream. It's that bad. Not to bash on Breyer's.
Not a great endorsement of Breyer's ice cream.
But this cookie dough on the other side of the spectrum, I would put it right up there with some of my favorite ice cream places. Yeah. It was that good.
It looked really good. I didn't try the cookie dough. I tried the cookies and cream. And when I went to Marc's, they had maybe about 10 to 12 different ice cream flavors. And, Marc said, well, I'll give you 2 flavors. What do you want? So I took cookies and cream for me. And I said, well, I know Joe's a big cookie dough ice cream. Give him some cookie dough, I'm sure. So anyway, the cookies and cream ice cream, that, like, for me, the cookies and cream is like you with the cookie dough. Yeah. Like, that's my go-to. Yeah. I love it. And from the look of it, it was like a little, almost like darker than normal cookies and cream. It was almost like a light brown flavor. So I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Like, it doesn't look like the normal, if you buy Turkey Hill or anything else, like the regular white ice cream with cookies in it. So I took my first bite and was shocked at how good it was. It was really, really good. It tasted very creamy, very rich. It had a nice big chunk of Oreo cookies in there. Really thought it was good. And like you said, you'd put it up there with some of your favorite cookie dough ice creams, I would put it up there with some of my favorite cookies and cream ice creams. And like I said, just floored by how good it was.
Yeah, it's definitely a place that if I'm thinking I want some ice cream, I might as well go over to Marc's Cheesecake. And the other thing we had off camera was the brownie. What were your thoughts on the brownie?
The brownie was, well, again, just like everything else, it was really, really good. And it was very thick. It had like a layer, I'd call it like a layer of, I don't know, if not frosting, but almost like a thick type fudge on the top. And then the brownie itself was, talk about fudgy brownie. This thing was dense, okay? Yeah. This thing was dense. Like you said, it had some type of like white chocolate chips in there or something. And then there was like a thin layer underneath the top layer. It might have been like a thin layer of caramel or peanut butter, something. Yeah. But together, it was like really, really good.
Yeah, for me, I'm a huge critic, I feel like, of brownies, and I'm very, very particular with brownies. I know how hard they are to make, and I feel like the best brownie I've ever had, I'm sorry, Mom, I'm sorry, Jen, is our friend John Hayes' mom, I remember, made these brownies that were just unbelievable. And they were fudgy, and that's how I like them, fudgy. Same. And it is tough to make them, that good. And Marc's Cheesecake, that brownie was fudgy, it was chocolatey, it was everything I wanted in a brownie.
Completely agree. We didn't have, we didn't have a brownie a la mode. We didn't put ice cream on it.
Oh, that probably would have put me into the next level.
So the main takeaway, Marc's Cheesecake. Other things besides cheesecake that are amazing. Like we said, we also had cookie dough. Which overall, I mean, we're going to say it was very good. Yep. And again, you can watch for further reviews. And the cheesecake's also top notch. Top notch. Great job, Marc, and your cheesecake and everything else in addition to your cheesecake. Yes. So, any final thoughts before we get out of here and maybe have some more Marc's cheesecake? We're definitely going to have some more tonight. He has a lot of different flavors there. We had just the plain and the marble. He has a whole laundry list of flavors, and I know some of them are only available certain times, so you can call ahead. If it's like a holiday, definitely have to call ahead and pre-order your cheesecake and see what he can make for you. I've also had, in the past, I've had his key lime cheesecake, which I've had recently. I had Cheesecake Factory's key lime cheesecake. Mm-hmm. I like his better. Wow. His is much. The key lime flavor is more. It's not as strong. Mm-hmm. The Cheesecake Factory was just overpowering. I didn't even really like it. So the key lime cheesecake's really good. I've also had the banana chocolate chunk cheesecake. Jeez. I think last Christmas, and that one was really good as well. And Marc's Cheesecake, 251 Rock Road, Glen Rock, New Jersey. Go to Marc's Cheesecake. Yeah, like I said in the YouTube video, if you're not from around here, I know we have listeners out in New Zealand, we have listeners down in like South Carolina, yep. We have listeners across the country, across the globe. Get on a plane, get in a car, get in a train, come visit New Jersey, stop at the beach maybe or something, but get to Glen Rock, New Jersey, go to Marc's Cheesecake. You're not going to regret it. Yeah, and he's been doing it a long time. I don't even know. I think like 20 years or something. So he knows what he's got doing. He's got it right. Yep, and he gets our 2 thumbs up. Yes, and if I had a third, I'd put that one up too. So we appreciate you listening, and if you have any questions, you have any comments, feel free to reach out to us. Our Gmail, the Two Fat Guys Show @gmail.com. We're posting our pictures on Instagram, the Two Fat Guys Show. Follow us on Facebook, the Two Fat Guys Show, and on Twitter @the Two Fat Guys. So we appreciate it, and we will catch you next week.